everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a tarot pick-a-pile card reading on the next 2 weeks. What general energies you could expect, or what kind of issues you might be dealing with, that kind of thing. And when we get to your particular pile, we also are going to have charms and our oracle spheres that we're going to be picking from as well. So you can even be thinking of a type of question you may want an answer to. We do have 4 different piles to choose from this time. If you're unfamiliar with pick-a-pile readings, basically you go through and you pick whichever pile you feel most drawn to, whichever one that is kind of calling out to you, whichever one your intuition is saying, hey, that's the pile I need to see. And that's the pile you can go to. We will be putting timestamps in the description so that you can go directly to your pile when you are ready to do so. You are welcome to watch more than one pile. Sometimes we can't decide between a pile, or we feel drawn to more than one. Usually when that happens, it means there's messages in more than one pile for you. So you are welcome to watch more than one if that is the case, if you do feel drawn to do so. Okay, we do have pile 1 here, and it has a red type of stone on it. We have pile 2, which has a purple color stone. We have pile 3, which has the blue stone, and pile 4 that kind of has the black or onyx looking or hematite looking stone on it. Okay, so those are your 4 piles. And hey, while I have you guys here for a minute, I'd just like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Also, once you watch your video, if you like the video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, leave comments in the comment section, and share the video and or the channel with your friends and family. If you put it out there on all the different social medias, that would be great. All of those things are very helpful and useful to the channel, and it helps the channel grow, and we greatly appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, there's a link in the description to PayPal that you can do that with. And so without further ado, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on your piles, and when you're ready, you can go to your specific pile. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the pile that had the red stone on it. And so we're going to go ahead and set that aside, and let's see what kind of messages we have for you guys. We have number 28, man, or the Ace of Hearts. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Okay, these up over here. We have the King of Cups. We have the Hanged Man. We have the High Priestess. The 5 of Cups. The 9 of Swords. And the 9 of Wands. Okay. Let me give me just a second here. I think you guys are going to be dealing with some emotional things for sure as part of the 2 weeks. But I feel like okay. I think you guys have been dealing with some emotional stuff already, or at the beginning of the 2 weeks. I think you guys have had some emotional upheaval and change go on in your life. You've had to deal a little bit with some emotional circumstances, maybe even dealing with some changes. But What's nice though is it's kind of it's almost like the energy starts out with you having a little bit dealing with some emotional circumstances, uh, but they're not like really huge major ones, if that makes any sense. You might be slightly emotional during the 2 weeks because you have been dealing with some things, and any kind of upset to that or anything that happens might make you feel somewhat emotional. Um, any little thing that upsets the apple cart might make you feel a little bit despair, like, oh my, oh no, oh, that's kind of the energy I get with this Five of Cups here. Fives usually denote some sort of change, and in the Cups card specifically, it usually means that, there's some spilt cups or some things that have, not gone your way, and you feel a little bit nervous and worried about it. And with this particular Five of Cups, I almost get that, oh no, I had them up and going and everything was going good, and now they've been knocked over, and I'm not sure where to go or what to do. And so, but it's a minor type of thing. It's where, things might make you feel that way, like, oh shoot, something happened and now I don't know what to do, and and you kind of just get that feeling where you're just not sure where to go, or what to do, or how to solve problems early on. Especially, I feel like that's kind of how the 2 weeks might kind of start off. You might even be in somewhat of despair of, we have the Nine of Swords energy, but what's great about the nines here is, okay, swords energies a lot of times deal with things that we're just not sure. We feel despair and worry and upset, and we think that, oh my gosh, like look, she's got bats attacking her, and she's running away from that, and she's like, oh my gosh, there's just stuff going on I don't know what to do about. But what's great about the nine energies, and the Nine of Wands kind of shows that here too, is nines are kind of getting towards a completion. They're getting towards the end of this problem. And so I feel like, okay, even though you might have some things that come out and kind of make you feel emotional and despair, and you're just not quite sure how to solve it or what to do, that energy won't last for long. They are kind of minor irritations. They are kind of things that, honestly, if you just kind of sit back and not let it get too emotional and into whatever, you can solve the problem. Because we have the Nine of Wands. Look how he's solving the problem. You could originally come out and, we see the crows in both of these cards here. And you could originally go, oh my gosh, the crows are eating my crops. They're coming by. Weeds are growing. What am I going to do? You're running away from him in this instance. But in this instance, you've come up with a solution. You've put up the scarecrow. You're able to, you got your wands here. You've been able to come up with something that is going to cause the crows to go away rather than you just running away from them. And so even though these cards kind of have that emotional, oh my gosh, things are going to come up, I'm not sure how to deal with it, I'm not sure what to do, you're going to feel kind of stuck. You've got the Hangman energy. We have these other cards that kind of show that, wait, bright new ideas are going to come about. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Two of Wands, we've got the Man card, which, once again shows the Ace of Cups again. So even though you might feel a little emotional or unsure of how to deal with problems or energies, you have the King of Cups, though, which is the ultimate, he's on top of it all. The king, he's wise, he's diplomatic, he's a good energy between your head and your heart. He's a good counselor, he's a good advisor. And so with that, I feel like, okay, you've got the man energy and the King of Cups energy, and even the High Priestess energy. So you've got this wonderful, you're going to be able to solve these problems. At first, they might be kind of rough. They might make you kind of emotional. But they are ones that are solvable. They are ones that have a solution to them, and you have the solution at the ready. So even though you might feel a little bit emotional at the beginning of the 2 weeks, or even throughout the 2 weeks somewhat, when these problems and these other things come up, you also know that you have the ability to solve these problems. There are ways for them to be solved. The Hanged Man is basically trying to solve his predicaments. He's basically trying to come up with new ideas, and usually there's a halo or other stuff around him, and that usually means new ideas, new ways, new innovations, new ways of coming up with ways to solve these problems that might come out. And the High Priestess, she's got all kinds of intuition. She does have the moon energy a little bit with her, which does show some emotions. It does show that we have some emotions going on. But what's great about the High Priestess is she can go through and solve for these so well. And what's great about the Two of Wands too is, okay, it might show there's some decisions, there's some whatever, but look at how strong she is here. She's got, her cell phone in her hand. Her wands are very sturdy, very strong. She's looking out over the city here. She's got it going on. The two here sometimes can show that energy of there's a decision to make or there's things to do, but it also shows the strength behind, hey, I've got it going on here. I've been able to plant my wands. I've been able to come up with this. And the Knight of Pentacles, Knights are great. Knights are wonderful, youthful energies, and Pentacles deal with our earthly desires and finances and business and work-related things and all the earthly things that we are dealing with. And by the Knight, they're practical, they're reliable, they're efficient, they're stoic, they are patient, they're hard workers. And I see, there might be some hard work involved in the 2 weeks. And I see that some of these things that come up might have to do with work, might have to do with, putting out fires at work or dealing with work. And like I said, they might make you somewhat emotional. They might go, oh gosh, what am I going to do? Oh, wait. I can remember there are times in my life where it just seems like one little thing after another just happens, and you're just going, what do I do? Oh my gosh, now there's this. But then you take a breath, you stop, you breathe, and you go, oh, okay, wait, if I do this, that'll fix it. And so that's kind of the energies I feel like you guys might be going on in this 2 weeks period, where these things are just might pop up and you're just going to go, oh my gosh, something else to deal with, something else I got to do. One other fire to put out, one other thing to deal with. And it might even make you kind of emotional and make you even want to stop and cry for just a minute, or stop and just feel despair and feel kind of wah. But it's a temporary thing. It's a temporary kind of feeling, and you'll be able to ride that wave out of that pretty easily to go, okay, here's what I got to do to solve this problem. And I just feel like that's kind of the emotions that you're going to be dealing with a lot during the 2 weeks. It might even be a little bit of a kind of a up and down, but I feel like they're really things that you are highly capable of solving. They all have solutions to them. They're all things that maybe make you want to go, and have that kind of feeling. But if you just stop and take a breath for a second and stop and look at what's going on and not let it overwhelm you, you're going to be able to solve that problem very easily. Let's go ahead and pull a romance card here too. We got the romance angel card here. Let's see if we have any romance energies or things dealing with romance, because it might, some of this energy for some of you might deal with that. I really feel like most of it did have to do with work related or even just home, you know, like different repairs. We have all these cards that fell out, and obviously that's too many, so we'll try again. Let's pull one card here, right here, this one. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So if you guys have been dealing with anything with romantic love or relationships, or if somebody comes along that you start to feel that inkling of romance, just know it can be just a wonderful, cool, awesome relationship, and just be, you know, just that whole wonderful feeling of, wow, this could be it. So if you guys have those feelings come up during the 2 weeks, that might be what some of this emotional thing has to deal with for some of you, because we do have the Ace of Cup energy twice, which is dealing with new romances, maybe new feelings and new things. So for those of you that this is a new thing come up, just know that this could be just the wonderful, awesome, wow, just the, you know, this could be it. This could be, you know, wonderful romance. We also have our Oracle spheres, which we're going to do here in a moment. So be thinking of a yes/no type of question that you want an answer to. It might deal with the 2 weeks, or it might be something else that you've been thinking about, or something else that you'd like an answer to. So we'll get that here as well. But before we get the answer to our question here, we're going to go ahead and do our charms to see if there's any other messages or energies or other things that you might be dealing with. So if there's not all of these different problems coming around or other things that you might need to deal with, it might just mean that a new romance is coming around for you guys. And just know that it's going to be a whirlwind one, and something really cool and awesome, and something, you know, neat to deal with. So that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see what else we have to deal with here. We do have the Circle of Love, so I think that just might mean a new love thing, which is awesome. Let's see. We got find joy in the journey, family, and fearless. Okay. And live in the moment, which find joy in the journey and live in the moment coming up together. Just we also have another one here, a heart, and friends forever. So those wonderful types of things saying here with the Circle of Love and live in the moment, and family and fearless. If there is a new love coming into your life these next 2 weeks, if there's one that shows up, just know it could be, you know, the love of a lifetime, but also that this could just be a wonderful, you know, friends forever type of thing. I love the find joy in the moment and the live in the moment, because find joy in the journey and live in the moment, because sometimes these little things that pop up in our lives that make us go crazy or whatever, sometimes we forget to enjoy our life as we go along. We forget to enjoy that. And it's really important to know that you guys should enjoy that, because, you know, that's just really cool. That's just really fun and awesome. And you guys, you know, should be fearless. You have, you know, your family come along, and all of those things are just wonderful things that you can enjoy. And even if you have things that come up that make you feel emotional or make you go, oh, wow, or whatever, enjoy that as it comes along, because even those goofy little moments in life that make us want to just pull our hair out or just go crazy, even those things have great value in our lives, and can make us really, you know, enjoy our life or whatever. Also be fearless during these 2 weeks, because, you know, if things come along and if, you know, romance is being offered to you, just know that, you know, is something to be fearless about. We have this really cool kind of astrological zodiac charm here, that whenever I see that, it just shows that things are coming around that are kind of faded And so if this is a romance that starts up during these 2 weeks and is really kind of whirlwindish, just know that it's fated. It's something that is coming to you because, you should be getting it. Also, we have the Seven of Diamonds, which is another Pentacle cards. And the Seven is a change card. It's also showing great growth and great wonderful. And we have the Wheat Penny as well. So we also have the luxurious shoe. So the things that are coming around in this next 2 weeks financial wise might be very good for you guys. We have the Knight of Pentacles earlier that showed up. And so financially, you guys might have some really cool things coming up in these 2 weeks. And it might just be that you might be emotional just because you're dealing with all these things, but because you're dealing with all of these things and you're dealing with them so well, you have maybe new love or, different fires that you're putting out at work or these different things. And because those come up, you might financially prosper from it, or your life is going to be richer because of it. And that might be why you're emotional. It's interesting how we have two different elephants here. We kind of have a smaller one and we have this other one. And elephants to me represent a lot of really good things. First of all, they represent very smart things. Elephants are very smart creatures. And so I feel like you're going to have a lot of really good, smart ideas come up, like innovative solutions like what we had coming up here. But we also have the bigger one and the smaller one, which is a family-oriented thing again, which we had family earlier. And elephants are very family-oriented. They care very much about their young. The young depend on their mothers a lot, and it takes them a while to kind of raise their families or do whatever. So a lot of these fires and things that might be coming up might be family-oriented during the week, and I think that your family should be very important to you during these 2 weeks. We also have the White Rabbit, which is, kind of an Alice in Wonderland reference, which means that you might sometimes feel like you've gone down the looking glass during these 2 weeks and go, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on here? We also have a V, which a single letter V kind of could stand for victory or for victorious type of ideas. I really kind of feel like there's going to be a lot of really cool ideas come up these 2 weeks. You're going to come up with some innovative ideas. You're going to come up with some ideas to help solve the problems that you're going to come up with. And like I said, I think emotionally, things are going to feel emotional to you these 2 weeks for sure. And family, is very much involved in that. But I think it's going to be a good thing in the long run. That, yeah, there's things that's going to come up that's going to make you feel emotional. It's going to make you go, oh, gosh. You might get a proposal this week, or you might just have a new love interest that comes out and makes you feel emotional because you have, a start of a new relationship. Or there might be going on where you guys feel like you have a new family, like maybe you guys are going to get married, or the person that comes into your life, is an instant made family. I keep kind of getting this emotional feeling of, maybe you have a new family kind of start because you guys decide to get married, and so now you have an instant family. I almost feel like there might be somebody involved here. I'm not sure what messages. I feel like these messages are for somebody specific or some specific group of people that are watching, so it may not be for everybody, but I feel like there's almost a romance in the offering of somebody that already has children or already has a family, and they're kind of inviting you into the family, or that you're going to be involved in that, and so family will be very important with this, or that you might get married, and so because you become a step person because of it, you become a step parent because of becoming in this family, and that could be a very emotional thing for you as well. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here for the 2 weeks is there's a lot of emotional things going on, but that most of them either you'll have innovative ideas that will help solve the problems that are coming up that are making you feel emotional, or that this is a wonderful emotional family oriented journey that you're going on, and just enjoy it. Just love all of this emotional feeling and love that you're getting this week, because these 2 weeks just have this kind of feeling involved in them. Enjoy what you're able to come up with. If you come up with solutions to problems, enjoy that you've been able to do that. If it's a melding of a family, or you're going to spend a lot time with your family, or you're get a new love that is creating a family, or you're getting married, or these types of things that are coming up that makes you feel emotional, just enjoy that as you go along, because it's a wonderful thing in the long run. Either the ideas that you're coming up with that are solving these problems, or this emotional type of feeling that this love and this family are bringing to you in these 2 weeks. And just enjoy that. Take stock and enjoy that. Okay, we do have our oracle spheres here, so if you've thought of a question that you'd like an answer to, remember it should be a yes or no type of question, not a really open-ended question, because the answers we get are a little bit more ones that require that kind of open-ended answer, or non-open-ended type of question. So, all right, we have the number 1. We have our stands here. We have different stands that you should look at. We have green, blue, yellow, and purple. And you pick whatever stand that you would like your answer to come up in. And we have stand number 1, green. And the answer is yes. And number 2, blue. The answer is also yes for that. And number 3, yellow. Our answer is maybe. And number 4, purple. Our answer is... Seems like after we get a few answers, sometimes I had that one kind of fly out. Not likely. So number 4, purple's not likely. So we have green, yes, blue, yes, yellow, maybe, and purple, not likely. So there's our answers for that, and there's how our 2 weeks for pile number 1, what you can expect and what you can go on, and it's kind of exciting, even though it's emotional. We also have been visited by our kitty here, Marty. Hello, Marty. It makes you kind of emotional just having him show up too, because whenever he does that, I always feel like that's kind of a special reading. Hello, baby boy. Okay, so I hope you guys have got some good messages out of this reading. Please give me a thumbs up and leave messages and comments in the comment section. Let me know if there's any other videos you guys would like to see. Please share the video with your friends and family so that they can see that as well. And we look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading on the next 2 weeks. And you guys are the ones that chose the purple colored stone. And let's see what kind of messages we have for you today. Hello, Marty boy. He's been showing up today for the readings. Okay. Oh, fish, your favorite. There you go. Okay, we have a number 34 fish, or the King of Diamonds. And we have the Hanged One, and the Emperor, and the 8 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. Get these so you guys can see them. Oop. The Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Princess of Wands, the 6 of Cups, and the Temperance card. Okay, now let's see here, Marty. What do we think about the fish? And the fish is very cool, actually, because it can deal a lot with good developments in business ventures, beneficial outcomes, oh, other things like that. Welfare, rewards, abundance, those kinds of things. Hey, baby, they can't see the cards. We got to move off the cards. Oh, okay. No. Sorry about that, guys. He's been wanting to participate in readings today. Okay, so with the fish card here, that's very good. That means that we have some other really good cards to kind of go along with that as well. With the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. I just really kind of see some really good beneficial things coming to you this week. With the Page of Pentacles, he's great because being in the Pentacles and all, that deals a lot with our earthly desires and rewards and things that we think about in our welfare and health and other things. And with the fish card too, pages are often bringers of good news and messages and that kind of thing. And so I'm thinking you guys might have some good news coming your way over the next couple of weeks, some good things coming towards you. It's interesting how we have the Four of Swords and the Temperance card together. Because the Four of Swords is oftentimes a resting kind of period or a taking a break from, everything that's kind of going on. And Temperance is getting balance back in things and even kind of being even keeled. And so I kind of see a lot of that kind of energy, because we also have the Princess of Wands. This particular one, she's looking out, she's waiting almost for the message to come to her. We have the Hanged one, which, usually they're in a contemplative state. So I think it might be important for you guys to kind of do some meditation, do some contemplating. There might be a lot of waiting going on. You might be waiting for news and messages or feelings to come to you, because that's kind of the energy I have here of just kind of being mellow and waiting and not so much, now it's interesting too though, because we have the Eight of Wands, and that's usually shooting a bunch of ideas out into the universe, and just kind of, it has that really flare of energy or that big push of energy. And maybe I kind of see that maybe towards the beginning of the couple weeks, you might just have this one big push to get something out there into the universe to, maybe there's a project that you're kind of completing or getting towards the end of, or you've had an application for something and you got the final flurry done, the final big push to get it out there. And then a lot of the 2 weeks is just waiting, waiting on news, waiting on, waiting for an answer to come back from this, if there, was an application for something, or, the big push will probably happen towards the beginning of the 2 weeks, and then there'll be a waiting period for most of the rest of the 2 weeks. But I do think we do have some good news coming with that. The other thing that could happen, if you guys aren't in trying to get something out there to the universe, then there is this contemplation feeling throughout the 2 weeks in which you're heading towards new ideas and new pushes that you're going to do towards the end of the 2 weeks to put out there into the universe. So it's one of the two. It's either you're working on something right now that is just about done and you're ready to shove it out there, and then most of the 2 weeks is just going to be waiting on the results of that to come back. Or most of 2 weeks is kind of in the development stages, the kind of daydream, the thinking, the meditation, the waiting, coming up with new ideas, like with the Hanged Man, and then you're going out there and getting that out there into the world, the ideas that you come up with during the 2 weeks. So you guys will know which way it feels right for you guys. You'll know whether or not you're already involved in something that you're getting ready to do, or whether or not you kind of are in the mode of just, yeah, I just need to kind of take a break, relax, think about things, and get things out there into the world, because that's kind of the mode that you're in. Now, the Knight of Swords, he's very assertive and direct and daring and ambitious. And so I kind of feel like whatever this project is, or whatever this is that you're doing, is kind of a daring thing. Or if nothing else, with it being the Knight of Swords, it's just some good ideas coming to you. And like with the Knight of Wands, is you're ready to push those out into the universe, and get those ideas out there, because, the Swords energy does a lot with our ideas, and, or, well, our mind anyway, and then the Wands is our ideas and things. So it's, what we're pushing out there into the universe, and what we're getting out there. It's interesting too how we have the Emperor, because the Emperor is so very calm and studious, and looks over his kingdom, and is, just, there's a lot of calm energy during this 2 weeks. Like I said, there's a little bit of frenzy either right at the beginning, or towards the end, but for the most part, I just see a lot of contemplation, a lot of calm energy, a lot of waiting, maybe some meditation, that kind of thing involved. So that's a lot of what you're going to be dealing with for the 2 weeks. Now, let's go ahead and get a romance angel card here and do our charms. We're also going to do our oracle sphere, so you can be thinking of a question as well. But let's see what we might have in the romance department that you might be dealing with coming forward here in the 2 weeks. This card right here. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so it's kind of more that waiting energy a little bit, kind of, making decisions. And this might be in the love department too, because we have the Six of Cups, and she's kind of looking on, thinking about, this love. So I'm thinking for some of you guys, this may deal with romance, or it could, deal with a lot of things. But for some of you guys, I do think romance might be in the offing here as well. It might be something that, you're putting some ideas out in the universe directly related to a romance, and you're waiting for that to come back, or you're contemplating on what you want or what to do next. And so that's very good advice. Decide what you want, so that way you can get it coming to you. Put those ideas out into the universe with the Eight of Wands. Okay, let's see what kind of charms we have in case there's any other messages or directions or things that you might be dealing with for the 2 weeks here. Ooh, lots of things came out. All right, we have a few letters here. We have an LWB. Those might be initials, or they might mean something specifically to you when you see those. So those are always good. I've been trying to pull out these little tarot cards that I can't see. Whenever they pop up, I've been trying to pull them out since I don't use them. Okay. And we have the word miracle. Ooh, I like that. And forever. Okay. I do like those. Those are great messages. Okay, we have the Three of Spades, the King of Spades, which are both swords cards, and then the Three of Cups. Okay, we also have the number 9, which is once again kind of towards the completion type of energy. We also have a couple of musical instruments. So usually this means some sort of creative energy out there. So maybe you guys have been creating something, or you're on the verge of creating something, and the 3 would kind of denote that as well a little bit, the 2 3s there. So if you guys have been working on creating something or coming up with something, maybe you're going to be finishing it off, or you're coming up with new creative ideas that you're getting ready to work on. That's what you're going to be meditating on during the 2 weeks. Or you've put something creative out there into the universe and you're waiting for answers back, like maybe you submitted a story to a publisher or something, and you're just waiting for the answer to come back as to whether or not they're going to accept it, or some things like that. Might be the energies going on there, because I do see some creativeness going on. I love the word miracle here, because whenever I think of miracles, I think of things happening that we least expected, or that are really good for our lives, or that we almost didn't think were possible. And I really like that. And then forever, I kind of saw that with the romance thing. It's very possible you guys might be getting into some more permanent romantic relationships, because we do have the diamond here as well, which can kind of denote that as a more permanent relationship. So that might be something that you guys will be looking forward to. Maybe that's what you're going to be contemplating on for the 2 weeks. You know, maybe there was a marriage proposal, or you're thinking about proposing to somebody. There might be that going on. We also have our kind of seashell fan here, and our mermaid fins, and we have the Mickey Mouse hand too, which is another creative energy, you know, cartoon. I think of cartoonish, and you know, drawing cartoons and things like that. So once again, there's a lot of artistic energies going on. So if you guys are artists in any way, shape, or form, you're going to be spending a lot of time working with that these 2 weeks. We also have the fox, which I think is really cool, because that kind of goes along with the swords energies that we have. Is foxes are very cunning and daring and smart, but they're bold in a way that they don't just come out and just go, oh, here I am, you know, come get me. They're bold in that, for how little they are, they're really able to go out and get a lot of what they need without having people catch them, or getting in trouble. And they're a little bit sneaky, but in a good way, kind of thing. We also have another wish-fulfilling energy here with the unicorn. You know, you kind of get that, so that kind of goes along the idea of the miracle here. And then we also have the swan, which I just see as beautiful, you know, wonderful. You think of swans guiding on lakes, and they just look so pretty out there doing that. And I kind of see that beauty going on in your life at the moment. So that's kind of what your energies are dealing with for the 2 weeks. So that's what you're going to be working on. Okay, now we do have our oracle spheres here. So if you've been thinking of your yes/no type of question, we do have 4 stands that our answers are going to come on here. We have the first one, which is green, the second one, which is blue, the third one is purple, and the fourth one's yellow. So be thinking about which stand you would like your answer to appear on, and we'll get our answers. Okay, number 1, green, is a probable. Number 2, blue, is a not now. So not necessarily a no, but just not at the moment. And then a number 3, purple, is a no. And number 4, yellow, is a not sure. Now that could just mean that there's other factors that need to play out first before the answer can be given, or it's possible that the question wasn't very clear, and so it's hard for the universe to answer the question. You might think of rephrasing it slightly differently to get your answer. All right, guys, that's all I have for pile 2 today. Thank you very much for coming and joining us today. Hopefully there were some good messages here for you. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and leave me messages, and just share the video with everybody. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different pick-a-pile card readings. Most of them are timeless. We have the flip through of the different card decks. We have videos on how to read tarot cards, and a few other videos that might interest you as well. So check those out when you get a chance. That would be great. And we look forward to seeing you in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You guys that chose the blue stone. And we'll put that over there and see what kind of message we have for you today. Okay, we have 27 letter, which is also the 7 of spades. We have the 9 of wands, the page of swords, the 6 of pentacles, the empress, the 8 of wands, the 9 of cups, the 3 of swords, the knight of wands again, which I guess we didn't have the knight of wands. I could have swore we did. Huh, interesting. And then the sun card. Okay, wow. This looks really interesting. First of all, with the letter card, obviously there might be some sort of news or messages or important information coming to you. So there may be something big coming. It's interesting because pile number 2 also had some possible messages coming as well, or waiting on messages. So a lot of people are kind of in that mode this week and next week, it looks like. So you might get some good news coming your way or some messages. We do have the sun card, so I'm thinking a good message might be on its way, because we also have the Knight of Wands, and knights, usually the pages bring messages, but I also sometimes see the knights doing that as well. They might come back with information from wherever they've been. I mean, because this one definitely looks like he's, on his way back from somewhere. And so it's very possible you do have a message coming, and it's great here because we do have the Page of Swords as well. And like I said, pages quite often are messengers as well. So it definitely looks like you might have some messages coming your way, or something that might come your way. Could be email, could be an actual snail mail or whatever. But it's interesting too, because this 6 of Pentacles, she's giving out presents, to the other people here. And so I almost see this message or whatever's coming to you as being sort of almost a present to you, almost a gift. And it sounds kind of weird because, messages, we don't always think of them as it being a gift. But I see this one as being that way. Either there will be a gift attached to it, or the message itself will feel like a gift to you. It will be something that you'll just go, wow, this is a really nice gift to me to have this message. I'm not sure why it comes through that way, or what kind of message it could be that would feel that way, but that's just the feeling and the energy I'm getting. Because it's interesting, we have the 9 of Cups here, and 9 of Cups can quite often mean our wishes being fulfilled, getting, our cups full of various things and whatnot. And with the Sun card too, I just kind of feel like you guys have some stuff coming back to you from the universe. You have things coming, basically to fulfill your cups. We do have the 5 of Swords here, and 5s often will denote a change. But also with the 5 of Swords, it usually means that you've gone through some sort of battle and you're coming back licking your wounds. You're coming back victorious, but maybe injured somewhat. So it's possible that recently you have had to kind of fight for some things. You've had, some hard luck, some, things that have been a little difficult, but it's the only card that even denotes that. So I kind of feel like that's not the energy of the 2 weeks, that just might be acknowledging that now the universe is kind of paying you back for that, or that you're going to have some good things coming back to you because of what you've had to deal with. You're going to get some good messages. You might get some presents. You might get some other good, emotionally fulfilling type of things coming to you from this. Because it's interesting with the 8 and 9 of Wands here. Nines are getting close to completion and finishing off tasks. And nines are also somewhat of a protection sort of feeling. Eights are, shooting the ideas out into the universe and hoping something will come back to you. So I feel like you guys have been shooting some energy out there, and you probably will be also during the 2 weeks. You'll be shooting some things out to the universe. Manifesting is coming to my mind here. I feel like you guys have the opportunity to manifest some things that you want. The Nine of Cups is denoting that as well. So basically, and the Empress has that manifestation power within her. And so I feel like you guys have that. These 2 weeks are a very good time for you to be able to manifest the things that you've been wanting in your life. And that's, something that you definitely have the power to do right now. And that's, and I see that that's probable that you actually will manifest some of the things that you've been wanting, with this letter and the Sun card and things that come in. That's very probable that the things that you've been trying to manifest, that you've been, shooting out there. So this could be, in relation to a lot of different things. It could have to do with maybe you've put some resumes out for a job and then finally that's going to come back, or you've put a project out there, some sort of creative project, and it's out there. Now you're going to get some good news back from that maybe, or it could really be almost anything, because there are so many different people watching the reading. But it's just whatever you've been trying to manifest, or you've been trying to bring into your life. This is a good time for that to now come back to you during these 2 weeks. That energy is highly probable for that to happen. Okay, so that's where we're going there. So that sounds wonderful. I'd love that. And so that's some good news. Y'all can have some good things to think about. Let's pull some Romance Angel card here and see if we have anything specifically about your love life that we might want to. Oop, that one kind of just jumped out there. So let's see. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, so that just might mean, and maybe, that's interesting, because with the Battle card here, and then I saw the letter, it almost might mean that, maybe your loved one has to be away from you right now because they have to be gone because of work or some other things. And maybe they're going to send you some letter or messages or something that's going to feel really good to you, or maybe that's how it's connected, if it is connected. For those of you that, don't have a partner right now, then obviously that message isn't specifically for you, but that's there. So maybe I don't see this as, it's interesting on this card. It almost looks like he's going off to war or something, so the separation might be for a while. And I do think there are some of you that's possible, that maybe they are actually going to be going off, maybe in the military for a while. And so there might be a separation involved from that, or maybe you are being separated. But for most of you, if there is a separation coming up and involved, I really feel like it's not hugely long. It's not something that's going to last, years on end or months on end. It might be more like weeks. Okay, so just kind of know that's kind of the feeling I'm getting there. Okay, let's pull some charms and see if we have any other messages or interesting things that we might. I had a card fly out here if I can find it. Well, I thought one flew, but oh, there it is. Okay, it's the Jack of Spades. Okay. All right. First of all, we have an L and an O. So those might mean something specifically to you or something you might see. I kind of see the word love there, even though the whole thing isn't there. And that's interesting too, because we also have the 4-leaf clover key with the word love on it. So I'm thinking some of the messages that are going to be coming from you guys are definitely from a loved one, or you're going to get, some love messages. Because I kind of got that feeling earlier from the message card and then with those as well. We also have the Ace of Spades and the Jack of Spades. So we'll talk about those in a second. We've got the Dream, which, like I said, manifestation right now. That's definitely, you guys can manifest that. And if you guys have been wanting love, we've got the hearts here, but it's a 4-leaf clover with love. So I think right now might be a good time for you to be lucky in love as well. Even though it says separation over here, I do feel like if you guys have been trying to manifest that in your life, love in your life, now might be a good time to work on that as well. Okay, we do have the music symbol, and whenever I see any of the music symbols, I just think that there might be some creative energies going along, or in this case, harmony, which could go along with the love thing as well. So there should be some good harmony going on there. Okay, we also have the Lantern. And whenever I see this, I always think of the Hermit card or the Moon card. So I think of emotions or meditation or getting off into the world by itself. But also, I think it just might be that you are going to get some enlightenment. So the enlightenment, that way you can... basically, knowledge is power here, so that's kind of where I get from that. Whenever I see the feathers, I always just kind of see as your spirit guides and other people are watching over you. They're protecting you. They're with you. And we do have the other protection card there as well. So I do feel you kind of protected. We also have the arrow, which shows to me, this looks almost like a hand of a clock as well. But whenever I see the arrow, first of all, I think of going in the right direction, but also with it looking like one of the hands of a clock, I see it as time moving forward, and it's about time. Those are the kind of messages I get from that. So when I see these things coming into your life, I see it's about time. It's about ready for you guys to finally get that. We also have the Saturn planet here. Which Saturn's also about time. Saturn takes a while to do pretty much anything. It's also a very karmic planet. It has to deal with hard work and things like that. But what's great about Saturn is the longer you work on something and the longer you work with things, the more Saturn finally brings to you. He's a really hard taskmaster. He makes you work really hard for what you get. The swords, the 5 of Swords energy almost has that too, where you have to really kind of work and do whatever. But the rewards can be wonderful once Saturn finally releases those. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing here as well. And then we also have the wonderful little fairy Tinkerbell kind of symbol. That kind of goes along with the dream. Now's your time to dream and make wishes. Whenever I think of, the Tinkerbell type of fairy, she's got her magic wand and she, promotes wishes upon you. And like I said, this is very much the energy for the 2 weeks is you guys working on your wishes and getting your wishes. Also the purple llama kind of shows that as well, because it's kind of the improbable coming to life. Whenever I see him, that's always what I think of. And then we also have the nice, wonderful, confident kitty. So it's time for you guys to kind of be confident and getting your stuff out in the world. We did not talk about these cards, but the Ace of Spades is being able to, first of all, aces are new beginnings and all that, which is really great. And then the spades itself has to do a lot with being able to cut through any kind of information that's out there, knowing what's right and what's wrong, that kind of energy. And then we have the Jack of Spades, which is basically either the Knight or the Page, which once again is being very direct, assertive, ambitious, focused. And so I kind of see that kind of focused energy with those two cards together, kind of that you're going to be able to laser in and focus on what you want. And like I said, that's what's going to help you manifest what you want in these 2 weeks, because you're going to be laser focused on that. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there with those. Okay, we do have our Oracle spheres here. And basically we have 4 different stands that the answers can come on. So be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you want an answer to. We have 4 different stands. 1 is purple, 2 is yellow, 3 is green, and 4 is blue. And figure out which stand you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. Okay, number 1 is a not now. So not necessarily a no, just not now at the moment. Number 2, yellow, is very likely. Number 3, green, is no. And number 4, blue, is a maybe. Okay, so we have purple, not now. Yellow, very likely. Green, no. And blue, maybe. All right, guys, that's what we have for you. I hope these messages were helpful and useful to you. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and leave comments in the comment section. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different tarot pick-a piles. Many of them are timeless. We also have videos on how to read tarot cards, as well as flip-throughs of the different card decks so you can see what they look like. And so if any of that would be of interest to you, I would love for you to go check those out as well. And we look forward to seeing you in future readings. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 4, welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the kind of silvery black hematite looking stone. And let's see what messages we have. Okay. Get our Leornand card here. We have number 7, snake. We have the 7 of swords. That's interesting. Okay. The Queen of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. The Death card. The King of Swords. The 10 of Swords. My goodness. The Empress card. The Queen of Swords again. And the King of Cups. Wow. Okay. Whew. This is some powerful stuff we got going on here. Okay. First of all, I see quite a bit of deceit, betrayal, maybe an ending. It's very possible that either you just have or you are getting ready to go through some kind of painful things in a relationship. Not necessarily a romantic one, just a relationship in general. It could be a romantic one, but I really see, for some reason, there's so many cards here that kind of denote that. We have the 7 snake card and the 7 of swords, okay, which is also the Queen of Wands, by the way, which is interesting how we have the Queen of Wands as well as the Queen of Swords twice, as well as the King of Cups, which is kind of interesting. We also have the Death card and we have the 10 of Swords, and all of those cards to me can denote some sort of ending, some sort of betrayal or other problems. 7s are also change cards. So if you have gone through recently where there's been some sort of deceit or problems or other things in a relationship, I see that as finally coming to an ending during this 2 weeks. There is some good news here, though, with that. I know that that's, it's not a way I would normally like to start off a reading with that kind of message there, but I've got to read what I see. So, we do have those energies of, some sort of betrayal, deceit, lies, ending, especially in a relationship sort of energy. But we also have the Empress card. And the first thing I saw when I saw the Empress was coming into your own power. That divine feminine energy of, and you guys don't have to be, female for this to be the case. It's just that divine feminine power of basically the universe of being able to rise above anything. And all the kings and queens here also kind of show all that power as well. So even though this is an energy that you've been dealing with or getting ready to deal with, or you're going to do that, you can have so much power to rise beyond that and get past that. And the Ten of Swords kind of denotes that as well, because the 10 and the Death card are showing that this is the ending of that cycle. This is the ending of this thing that you've been going through. And now we've got all this other energy, this other power that you can go into. Okay, and that's what's really great, and that's what I would love for you guys to focus on a lot, because I know it's really hard with these energies that you're dealing with here. It's sometimes kind of hard to see all this, but this is so overwhelmingly powerful, because not only do we have the Empress card, but we have all of these kings and queens here, and the Knight as well. Knights are great because a lot of times I see them as coming back from the battle. And since we're kind of at the end of this here, I feel like the Knight is kind of ushering you back from the battle. They're coming back with, the spoils of war, basically, and that's kind of where you guys are at. But then that, and he comes to the King and Queens and delivers them messages, because we have the King of Swords and the King of Cups, which the King of Cups is on top of the game when it comes to emotions. And the King of Swords is also in their power. We also have two Queens of Swords. So once again, that divine feminine power, that and the swords. Oh my goodness, the swords are the ones that are able to see things in perspective, and they're objective. Also, with the sword suit, that suit's the one that's full of aggression and knowledge and power. It also means change as well, so there's a lot of change going on in this reading as well. Excuse me. So with the Queens of Swords is, once again, I see you coming into the power that is yours. You're coming into your own power, and that's denoted by the King and Queens here as well. And that's what I just keep feeling and seeing over and over again, is coming into your own power. Because kings and queens have the ultimate power over their kingdom, first of all. But second of all, the swords energy has power. They have that knowledge. They have that, it deals a lot with what we're thinking and our mind and ideas that go on, but it's also our aggressions and other things. And if you've been, having some of these other things, then these king and queen energies will give you that power to rise above any of these things going on here. And so that is where the focus of the 2 weeks will be, is rising above that and coming into your own power. That's exactly the way I want to put it, is coming into your own power. And with the Empress card, that just shows that. And that's what I want you to focus on. And that's what I want you to see in yourself. because that is the strongest message that I'm getting in this reading more than anything else, is coming into your own power. That's what I keep kind of hearing over and over again. Coming into your own power, coming into your own power. And so it's almost like a mantra. It's almost like I'm coming into my own power. It's almost like I want you to say that over and over. I'm coming into my own power. I'm coming into my own power, and kind of just repeat that over and over again, because I do feel like right now that might be a little hard for some of you guys to be thinking of because of this other energy that's going on. But that's where you guys are at. Okay, that's where you're at. Now, since this might be related to a romance, I'm actually not going to pull a romance card for this, because I don't think it would be helpful for this reading, even though I have pulled it for the other readings, because it's very possible, because this is relationship oriented, that it might have to do with that. And so the reading in of itself might, tell you what you need to know about that. And if it's not dealing with a romantic relationship, I don't think we need to have any other specific messages there. So just going with my gut instinct here. I'm not going to pull a card for that. Okay, we also are going to be doing our oracle spheres here. So you can be thinking of a yes/no type of question that you'd like an answer to, and we're going to be pulling those. But we're going to pull some charms here first and see if there's any other messages or any other energies that you might be dealing with in the 2 weeks besides what we've already come up with. Okay, so let's get our charms here. Give them a really good mix up. Okay, first of all, we have some letters. We have an L, a B, an R, and an S. So those might be initials, or they might mean something to you specifically, so you can kind of almost see liberate in there. Or Libra. So I'm not sure what that might mean, but that's what I'm seeing in there, so we'll just go with it. Okay, this is interesting. This came up in another reading as well today, but we have the 4-leaf clover love charm. And that's interesting with what the other reading, what the other part of the reading was all about, with relationships and everything. That this is a lucky in love kind of key. So maybe that's important, in the fact that I kept saying coming into your own power, coming into your own power. So maybe you have just gone off of a relationship that did sour and have all those other things involved in it. But because of you finding out about the deceit or the other things, you were able to pull out of that and come back into your own power, and that's kind of a lucky in love kind of thing. That's kind of where I'm thinking. Or that happens a lot of times. Sometimes we have things happen in our lives that we think of as being a bad thing or a challenging thing or a negative thing. It quite often turns out to be a good thing. Or at least when you look at it down the road from all the angles and what it could do for us, we think of something good that came out of it a lot of times. And so that might be where you guys are at. We also have this 7 of Cups card here as well. Once again, denoting a change in your emotions, a change in your heart, that kind of energy going on there. So that just kind of reinforces everything else that we've seen so far. This one is very interesting. It's the winged moon. And the moon has to deal with our emotions. It also has to do with hidden secrets. It also has to do with our power, because it's a symbol, that the Empress has, and that, our, feminine, divine intuition. And with the wing there, it could almost be an angel wing in that you have divine intervention and power. But I also see it, because it has hearts here as well, as a liberation. Once again, coming into your own power. I kind of see that there with that symbol there too. So that's kind of interesting. We have a kind of the cake or the ice cream with the heart and the cherry on top. Once again, this is all dealing with emotions and relationships. That's all what this whole reading's about, is all about love relationships and other relationships. Um, this just says good night, good night, good night. That um, that might also kind of go along with the winged moon. This message is for very, very few people, and these two messages go together. Sometimes when I see this good night, good night, good night, it's a message from people that have passed on. And with the winged moon here, with the heart symbol, there might be a loved one that's passed on recently, and this is kind of just a message from them. Because like when you see good night, you know, you think of like somebody giving you a good night kiss, or check you in at night, or some other type of symbolism like that. And so that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. And so I'm thinking that there might be somebody that you really cared about that's kind of looking in on you, and kind of just giving you that message, is that they're kind of there with you and see you through all this. And so that message. For those of you that that's for, you'll know. But that's the message I'm getting from that. Every once in a while, I get messages like that, and that's one of them. Okay, we also have the wolf, which I kind of see. Once again, that quite often is on the moon card. The wolves sometimes are symbolized in that, and I see that as the knowledge and the power that the moon energy has, and that she has, and also the knowledge too, because we also have the owl. So once again, knowledge is power. You guys now have knowledge. You now have the power. You're coming into your own power. Once again, that mantra. Once again, I'm coming into my own power. That's where that's coming from. And then we also have the four-leaf clover, which is interesting how you have the clover twice. So I really feel like something's lucky with all this. You can count yourself as being lucky. Like maybe you found out about this early enough, or or that it was just very lucky that you chose to do this thing, or rather, rather than that thing, or something like that. There's just some luck involved with this whole situation. Okay. And then also, what is for you will not pass you by. So if love is for you, or if anything else that you've been looking for is for you, don't think that you're not ever going to get it, because trust me, if you're meant to have it, it will come to you. It's not going to just go, whoop, now is my chance, and oh, I don't have it anymore, it's all gone. No, it's not like that. Just know that it will come to you. It will be there for you. Okay, so just know that. This is kind of a message, because sometimes people get to, when things are kind of going sour and kind of doing these other things, sometimes we think, oh, well, I'll just never have that again, or, you just get into the mode of thinking that you can't have what you want, and that's just not true. And so that was just kind of what that message is for there for you guys. All right, let's do our Oracle Sphere question here. We have 4 different stands. We have the yellow, the purple, the blue, and the green. And be thinking about what you'd like your answer to be on, and we'll get our answers for your question. Okay. Number 1, yellow, is very likely. Number 2, purple, is a yes. Number 3, blue, if I can get it out of here, is a not likely. And number 4, green, is a not likely again. Okay, so we have yellow very likely, purple yes, blue not likely, and green not likely. So there's our answers. Okay, guys, I hope you had some useful information out of this reading. Remember, coming into your own power. Okay, that's just so strong. I just need to say it again. Okay, guys, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me comments in the comments section. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of other tarot pick-a-pile card readings on different topics, and many of them are timeless. We also have information on how to read tarot cards, videos on that. And we have flip-throughs of different card decks and a few other videos out there as well, so that there might be something there that you would like to see. And I would love for you to check those out, and I would love to see you in those videos as well. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you in future readings. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.